Hi, so today we're going to talk about our process in validating an all-you-can-eat weekly party. So our group came together and we spent a little while ideating, and the top two ideas we came up with was a car sharing idea and then an all-you-can-eat food and drink party. Some problems with this car sharing idea is it required too much upfront capital and some technological skills that we did not have. For the all-you-can-eat food and drink party, we were able to analyze a different business model who was doing something very similar, and they were very successful. So that gave us some hope to ultimately move forward with the all-you-can-eat food and drink party. We did some initial validation and asked through an Instagram survey if people would be interested in that, and 88% of the people who responded said yes, 12% said they would not be interested. We asked about price, and 41% of people said they would pay $10, 53% said $10 was too high, but they would pay $5, and 6% said they wouldn't go. Some initial feedback we got was, I know it's for class, but please do this, and some other positive things. So we realized that this is something that we could move forward and provide value to college students with. Some pains that we were able to pinpoint is that students are on a budget, and there's very few nearby parties that are not affiliated with BYU. People don't want to cook and things like that. So we were able to offer solutions and pain relievers through this party that was able to offer different types of games as well, such as karaoke, ping pong, board games, new people, and different types of foods and drinks.
After completing our value map, we made several assumptions about how we thought this would go if we tried it. We assumed that people would want to go to these social events. We thought that Thursdays would be the best day of the week, so that people could still have their plans on Fridays, and because many people didn't have classes on Fridays anyway. We thought for the food preference, tacos made the most sense since we had already seen a model that was doing well with that. We also assumed that if people had a fun time, that they would come back to another party. The price made the most sense between $7 and $10. Being both affordable and something that people would do. For the venue, we thought of something that would be off campus so that it would not be associated with the university specifically, but that it would also be free, and so we thought of a couple complexes where that could work. Ultimately, we sent out a survey to several students and got 85 responses. 95% of people said that they would participate in this, and we got 43 people to give us their contact information saying that they would be interested in updates if these parties did happen and when they were happening. And so this was enough motivation for us to say, okay, this is a good idea, let's go with it. As far as night of the week, we seemed incorrect on that based on our survey, where 40% of people said that Friday would be the best night. Pizza overtook the survey as well, which ultimately worked out for us because it was probably the cheapest option and the easiest thing to fix should we run out of pizza during the night. People said that they would attend about once a month, which we ended up throwing the party weekly when we tried it, but we hoped that the retention would maybe be a little bit higher. The price was all over the place as this was a free response question, but it still ranged between about $5 and $10. For venue, most people said a park, but it was still snowing when we started this idea, and so it didn't really make much sense to hold it outside. And so instead, we thought of these clubhouses in different complexes where we could hold the event instead. Ultimately, we decided to call our business Eat, Drink, Dance Provo, and we used this to advertise the different game creators we had come up with and to test our ideas.
So we created a lean canvas, which was helpful for managing the business and keeping everything under control. We selected a customer segment, understood their problems, and came up with a solution and a unique value proposition. We used our unfair advantage and different channels to launch the business and key metrics to control and measure it. Then we did some forecasts for the revenue streams and the cost structure. We threw the first party and we did some tests about the venue, the food, the price, and the marketing. But the results were really good. We had 20 people that came and a revenue of 140 and a cost of 190, which is not bad at all for a first party. So we updated our lean canvas and we validated most of our assumptions, but of course there were still things that needed to be validated and room for improvement. But overall it was pretty good. So we threw the second party and we did new tests. We changed the venue, we changed the price. Indeed, it was higher. And we used the same marketing strategies, improving some parts, for example, making a $2 discount for every person brought instead of $1. And we added the possibility of posting our flyers on their Instagram pages to get a discount. But the results were really bad. We had just 3 people who came and a huge loss. So we sat together as a team and tried to understand what went wrong. For sure, the price was too high. The day was not the right day. Indeed, Thursday did not work. We understood that we had to marketing the party well in advance, and we got some feedback about the time, and we understood that doing it at 8 p.m. was too late. So we updated again the link canvas, and we understood that we actually did not have an unfair advantage since none of our friends came, and we did not even have early adopters or a retention power. And the revenue stream was really bad, of course, because the price was too high and no one did pay. So we threw the third party and we changed again the venue, and we improved the price, lowering it to $7 and adding the possibility to enter for free. And we also improved our marketing strategy, adding a theme and decor, and of course the free entry new marketing strategy. But still the results were really bad. Just 6 people came, and we again had a loss. And then we updated for the last time our link canvas, and this is the result. So we validated some of our assumptions, but a lot of things did not work, and some things still have to be validated, such as the unique value proposition, which is one of the most important things.
After 3 consecutive parties of losing money, we decided to abandon the venture, and we conducted one final survey to see how we would pivot and learn from our mistakes where we can to continue with the business. We were validated in that the majority of local students felt that there was a need for a social outlet in their lives. Unfortunately, nearly 80% of these of the people surveyed felt that these needs were met by pre-existing alternative options. We were also validated with some other questions, such as our parties offered many things that people sought after, such as food, games. It was relatively affordable and easy to access. Something that was very much confirmed to us is that we probably could have improved our marketing efforts and planning ahead. Many people felt that there was a lack of awareness is the biggest barrier to such events. We found that a little over half of people said that if such events, social events were more readily available or implemented, they would attend, and the same people said that a majority of their friends would probably attend the events if they were better implemented as well. We also had a free response section, and while they were all over the place, a recurring comment was that if the parties were scheduled further in advance, people would be more inclined to attend. While there were a variety of other tests that we could have run, were we to continue to see how we could pivot to better the business, the main one that we found would have helped was marketing in advance, and then possibly only running the events once a month so that people, instead of spreading out our customers, they could all come on the same night and lower overhead costs. Some final lessons learned. Planning and doing are both very important, but it's important not to do one without the other too much. We had many great ideas, but you don't want to plan those ideas too far before you put them into action if they turn out to be a poor direction to go. We also found that customers lie. Some things said on the surveys, we found people said one thing, and then when push came to shove, they either didn't show up or they were a little more optimistic on the survey than what was factual. And also, again, marketing was probably our biggest detriment. We found that personal invites were one of the most effective ways to get people to go. If we could find a way to get the cool or attractive people to go and people knew that they would be there, they'd be more inclined to attend as well. And again, if people were made aware more in advance, they would be able to prepare to attend our parties. Thank you.